Is that public, or is it all just through room? Excuse me. Is it all just through rumors?
You will know on the 16th or 17th of February. You will know there will be a press release even from the Commission, where we will see black on white the type of issues or which activities they think will be too concentrated. So no, you will get a fair amount of details, high level, but you will get in a nutshell, in bullet point form, the type of issues that the Commission sees in the assessment, and that should frame the debate for the months to come.
So that would come if it goes to a phase 2. But if there is a statement of objections, is that public?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. It will be public. It will be announced, and again, there should be a press release probably from the Commission to articulate their thoughts on the case. Within reason. Of course, a lot of that is based on confidential information, but yes, they will. The press will know anyway. Absolutely.
They always know. And when? So my understanding, right, is that I guess if we start on February 16th, it would start a 90-day phase 2 clock, right, which can be stopped and restarted. But
exactly.
When would I expect a statement of objections?
Probably around. Let me check again. Just checking a schedule I had on 2 transactions I did in the past, but I would have said around 2 months. But it's fairly free. The one I had in one case was about 2 months after the opening of the phase 2. But it's not whether you get it, sooner or later, it's interesting, but it's informative because you do get further information, but I think we can almost predetermine the type of issues they will stumble upon. They could be surprises, but the main ones are already, if not announced, at least strongly presumed. So it will be informative, and don't get me wrong, but in a large transaction like that, it's a fairly easy industry to read. If you look at mergers like Microsoft LinkedIn, where no one knew exactly what could be the theory of harm, what could be the actual objection by the Commission, or it didn't go into phase 2 and 2, but at the beginning they spinned off Microsoft LinkedIn as a very complicated transaction, but no one was really able to articulate the issue. It's very different in the particular instance here, because we sort of already know what kind of issues they're going to find, and in broad terms at least.
Okay, understood.
And you said 90 days, but it could be, yes, plus extensions. It could go up to 130 days overall, pretty much. All in all. So we're talking, working days. So we're talking about up to almost 6 months from the opening of phase 2 in February. So really, if we calculate, that's March, April, May, June, July, August. No, sorry. Yes, March. Yeah. So we're talking the clearance, at the very early days of the autumn, something like that. That's a real possibility. So they are on time. They are still on schedule to get it cleared by October, but a lot will happen between now and then. Do you want to talk a little bit about how they are going to approach, how they are going to formalize their analysis, how they are going to articulate it?
Perfect.
Okay. So it's a market they know already. In the particular case, you will probably not know it, but they can benefit from either the experience from the elderly at DG Comp or from more prosaically from the past decisions that were published in this sector over the years. So they have looked at that at least 3 or 4 times now, and the sort of framework is not necessarily set in stone, but it's very likely that it would follow the same or pretty close to what they have used in the past. So as you probably know or anticipate, the way they look at the market, because they need to define the market in order to do their analysis. So to start with, each industrial gas is a separate market in itself. So it's not one market including all gases. So any sort of market share that you see or market assessment that you see on a sort of overall all gases included basis is not a valid approach from the Commission. I saw